Very few builders take on master plan communities because they require a lot of planning, a lot of strategic thinking, more in-depth and tactical thinking, and a lot of capital. Almadep is that developer. Here are the 5 communities that they've been involved in the last 10 years. Emerald City, which is 32 acres with 4.4 million square feet of density. Seat Nature in Montreal, 11-acre community with 1.4 million square feet of density. Galleria on the Park, 15 acres with 2.3 million square feet of density. And they have another master plan community coming to Vaughan, which will be an 11.5-acre site with 2.25 million square feet of density.
So we really believe that LSQ is a great opportunity in the making. And this is where we're going to take a step away from talking about the project. And we're going to talk about something really macro that's happening on the ground level. And this is where we believe a big part of the opportunity is. So LSQ is located at the corner of Victoria Park and Sheppard. And in 2015, the City of Toronto initiated a study called Consumers Next. And Consumers Next was a study for the whole Consumers Road Business Park because this area is a major employment hub. The objective was to identify ways to create infrastructure to support more employment and residential for the area. So this study took about 2.5 years to complete, and their findings was that they wanted to shift this area away from a major employment hub to a major employment and residential hub. And another purpose of the study was to figure out ways to fill the voids. Like, how do we get this from a major employment area to a full community area that has a lot of jobs in it? This was such a success from a policy perspective that City Council voted in favor of making this study the blueprint for the evolution of this community. So any developer that wants to build in this community has to follow the requirements that are set out by this study. So what a lot of people don't know about Consumers Road Park is that this is one of the highest density areas for existing employment outside of the Toronto core. It's currently home to over 20,000 jobs just in that pocket alone. And through the evolution of Consumers Next and our project LSQ, there's going to be an additional 13,500 jobs that are added in this pocket. So you're going to have over 30,000 jobs in this community. This community also has a higher density than the Yonge and Sheppard area, which is just an intersection of office buildings. So again, there's 30,000 office jobs that are going to be right outside of your front door, and these are all high-paying jobs. There's huge employers there currently. Some of the employers that are there right now include American Express, Enbridge, Rogers. Almadep, the builder for LSQ, also has their head office in that area as well. So there's huge employers there already with more opportunity to come. Another objective was that they wanted to see more restaurants and cafes, childcare centers for families, additional financial institutions and hotels, fitness facilities, parks and recreation are also a huge component, and of course, shopping, retail, commercial. We're going to see much more of that in this neighborhood.
So we're seeing that there is no inventory there right now, which creates a huge investment opportunity. The entire Consumers Road Park area is 11 million square feet of land. That's 100 acres. Right now in that whole park, you only have 11 units for sale, so that's basically no inventory. We've looked at how the market has performed since June of last year, so we wanted to see how the market performs when there's a downturn, not just when it's at its peak, when it's at its low too. The average number of days on the market for a sale is 24 days, which is lower than the city average. The average sale to ask ratio is 100% of asking price, even on this down market. On the lease front, we have 14 units available for rent. 90s on the market is the average, and it rents for 101% of asking.
Now we're going to look at the average sale and lease prices in this neighborhood. So you can see that 650,000 is the average transaction value for a sale, and this leaves a lot of room for growth on the table. If you look at the grid, you'll notice that about 70% of the transactions are in the one bedroom unit type category. So there's a lot of units that are trading in the smaller end. And this is where we believe there's a big opportunity for investors to purchase larger units because there just isn't enough product at the moment. And on the lease end, the average lease price is about $2,500. And again, the majority of the units that are trading are smaller one bedroom units. And when you compare that to an area like Yonge and Finch, we noticed that there's only about an 8% difference when it came to lease prices. But when we looked at the average sale price, we noticed a very big difference. So you're getting much more value purchasing in the LSQ area than you would if you purchase in Yonge and Finch.
So we really hope that you can see the massive opportunity that we have here. There's 30,000 jobs, and that's well-paying jobs, office jobs, right outside your front door. You have a massive master plan community, and you're coming into it before any of this evolution happens. We hope you can see how this stands out from anything else that's going to be coming out of the market in the next 6 months. Apart from that, we also have a massive transit story. Metrolinx has identified its regional transportation plan, the Sheppard East Extension, as a secondary priority line. The priority lines at the moment are the Ontario Relief Line and the Eglinton LRT. After that, there are a few other lines, and Sheppard East is one of them. This will run from Fairview Mall East into Scarborough and Morningside. It will be 13 kilometers long, which will be transformational for the community because the LRT will make it much more accessible, and with that brings up the value in the residential units. Now we have a neighborhood that's rooted with transit, so it really becomes invaluable.
And now we're going to look at a study that was done by Colliers, which is a real estate brokerage that specializes in office and retail. And they did a study called Toronto Rapid Transit, and the purpose was to examine specifically how the LRT that's coming to Consumers Park will change the values of office within this area. So we already know that there's about 20,000 office jobs there right now. How is it going to evolve once the transit comes? And this is what they found. So what they found is that offices that are within walking distance, meaning they're within a 400 meter radius, rent out for about $7 per square feet premium for office rents. Offices within this walking distance also have a greater demand. They have a lower vacancy. They demand a premium on the sales side. And there's also less supply of these types of offices because the owners of real estate offices within walking distance to transit are less inclined to sell their units. So all of these principles actually apply to the real estate, residential real estate side as well. So if you buy close to the LRT, your unit is going to be worth more, it's going to rent for more, and you're going to get a premium for it once you decide to sell. And the entire LSQ community is within this 400 meter radius. So as Yasmin mentioned, the terminal will begin at Fairview Mall. The stop after that is Consumers Road. The one after that is Victoria Park. And LSQ is centered right in between these two stops, Consumers Road and Victoria Park.
LSQ in itself is a master plan community. So what does this consist of? We have 1.2 million square feet of residential density. That's almost 310 square feet of existing office space with another 180,000 new office space to come. We have 65,000 square feet of retail and pop spaces and 52,000 square feet park. This is an aerial shot of the LSQ site from the 401. This is where the first tower will be, and then you can see the future phases that will be coming also. On the right side of us, we have Victoria Park, and on the other side of the buildings, we have Sheppard. LSQ1 is 43 stories high, and it consists of 462 units. So just to be clear, This is on the southwest corner of Victoria Park and Sheppard
In North York.
in North York. Another great point is that we are actually right on two highways. So not only are we on the DVP, which is a main artery to go downtown, we're also on the 401 going east and going west. So we're well connected to central Toronto. We are 5 minutes away from Markham, 7 minutes away from Richmond Hill, 10 minutes away from Pickering, 12 minutes to Stouffville, 14 minutes to Aurora and Ajax, 18 minutes to Whitby, 20 minutes to Oshawa. So within about a 20-minute drive from LSQ, you have the potential to reach 4.3 million people. That's how valuable this location is, and this is why so many offices will be coming to this business park. As far as retail goes, we're right in the middle of 5 shopping centers. We have Bayview Village, Fairview Mall, Yorkdale, Shops on Don Mills, Scarborough Town Centre, even downtown Toronto, and it's all within a 10 to 12 minute drive.
Now we're going to look at the layers of value of buying at LSQ. And when we talk about the layers of value, I think this is where our site really stands out. Whenever you buy real estate, market appreciation is a big factor. And the more layers you have of value, the better your investment will perform over time. LSQ has 8 layers of value that contribute to that. So we have the location, we have the infrastructure, we have the market performance, the green spaces, the transit, the employment, the retail. So we truly believe that LSQ is remarkably different than any other site that's coming to the market in the next 6 months.
So to conclude our presentation, we'd like to share a quote from Warren Buffett. He is obviously a business mogul and investor worth $111 billion. So he obviously knows what he's talking about. He said, he was asked, "What is your secret for being so rich?" And he responded with, "I will tell you how to be rich. Be fearful when others are greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful."
And anyone that has been greedy in the last 15 years has really benefited from the market. So for example, if you bought at the beginning of COVID when everyone was either too scared to buy or they were scared so they were selling, you really tremendously benefited from the value of your home. So this is another one of these periods where you have about a 6-month period where you can buy really great real estate for values it normally would not be offered for if the market was what it was like at the beginning of last year. So this concludes our presentation, and we really hope that through this presentation you can see the opportunity that this site presents and how great of an investment this would be for your clients. So before we start taking any questions, we just want to point out that we are going to be having our broker launch on the 28th at 6 p.m. And if you take out your phones now, you can scan the QR code that we have on screen. And this will take you to our registration page so you can register to come to our broker launch. And we really hope that we see you all there. And May, if you want to pass this along to any of your agents that wasn't able to join us today, so they can register to be there as well, that would be great. We'd love to see you all there. Is there any questions that you have for us at the moment?
Oh, yes, okay. So, do you have the price range right now?
So at the moment, we don't have a PSF, but that information, including the deposit structure and all the incentives, will be shared at our broker launch. What I can tell you right now is that we're going to have incredible incentives, and even our pricing is going to be great as well.
Very good. And this time is only launched one building.
We're only going to be launching Tower 1 at the moment,
Okay.
exactly.